All right, everyone, welcome back. It is the 20th of October. We got another episode of the Triple C. We've got Crochet Collectables and chatting with our lovely co-host, the Geeky Crochet. How you doing, ma'am?
Hello, good evening, everybody. Well, it's been one hell of a week, but we are here again. Thank you so much for coming, everybody.
All right. Hey, Avery, wing hugs. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we are 1 week away from Halloween. Got any plans for Halloween, Geeky Crochet?
Well, actually, I am. I'm going to be traveling to my parents' house because, believe it or not, my parents were married on Halloween.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's their 41st anniversary,
Oh,
which,
that's awesome.
yeah, I'm so
Congratulations.
Thank you. The idea was to go last year for their 40th anniversary, but stuff happened. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm gonna be spending it with them, and we decided to dress up and have a threesome Halloween party. So,
Nice.
what about
I'm
you?
gonna I'm gonna be lame and I'm just gonna be here probably gaming. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna game just yet. I'm not into the horror genre when it comes to video games, but
Okay.
we'll see.
And well, I was going to do a poll for tomorrow for the storytelling podcast
Hmm.
to see if anybody would like a late night storytelling show for the 31st. Something extra. But
Ooh, I'm definitely down for that.
I was so glad. I have one person on my poll finally. Let's see who else. So yeah, that's it. Well,
Awesome.
yeah.
And then in the spirit of Halloween, we've got some wonderful fan art here.
Oh, sweet.
So made
Sweet.
by, you guys can see who was made by here, but I'm a big fan of DeviantArt. I do a lot of DeviantArt sharing on Fridays on Twitter. I kind of
Oh,
call it my hashtag Fantasy Friday, just
okay.
to throw some goodness in the world when it comes to the stuff that I enjoy. But
Awesome.
here we got
That looks amazing.
right. I just love the fan art. You never know what you're gonna find. So you kind of got Jupiter here,
Huh?
Mars, got
Yeah.
Artemis and Luna, got
Oh,
Moon and
sweet.
Tuxedo, Mars and Venus.
Wow.
And then another one here as Amy being a witch for Halloween.
Can't imagine her being a witch. She's like
Right.
the nicest one there.
She's the innocent one.
Yeah. She's so sweet.
And then we got our Sailor Moon in Halloween form.
Oh, wow. Look at that, man. Oh, wow.
But yeah, I love the fan art. But so when it comes to collectibles,
Hmm?
Geeky Crochet, it sounds like you just got some collectibles of your own just recently.
Well, you could say, yeah, we do. You could say I do. Yeah. So this is my new Teespring store. And with my logo of Unlocking Lore, and you got Unlocking Lore the normal and Unlocking Lore dark mode. Fortunately, I was planning to do a premiere today, but stuff got into the way and I wasn't able to finish my Aragon
Ah,
figure. So hopefully for the next one, I will be able to do that. But
oh, it's
yeah,
all good.
you can get all this beautiful merch. I love the hoodies.
Yep, I'm
I'm
a big fan of hoodies
so,
myself.
I'm so in love with hoodies. So,
So different
and
colors here, different sizes.
mm, so the dark mode was I was able to put in some colors because in the other one it just didn't look right. I say no, we're just gonna stick with just white.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting one, but it's really expensive um, to send them here down to South America. So what I was planning to do is that I have, hey DT, what's up?
Hi,
Thanks
DT.
for coming.
We are
We're just
currently showing off the Geeky Crochet's new collectible line she's got going on here.
And yeah, so I was planning to purchase a hoodie, a dark mode hoodie, and then have it sent to my uncle who lives in Florida, who is coming to Peru in the next couple of months. So
Yay. So
yeah,
hopefully
that saves me about
safe
$50.
travels with that.
So so for example, if I were to purchase, I don't know, this wonderful, beautiful t-shirt, I would probably have to spend what? Instead of $15, probably 50 or 60 just to have it sent. So that's how
Yeah, I can imagine with shipping.
my voice sounds so different. Well, yeah. But it's the same voice. It's just that I'm not using my headsets tonight. I'm just going directly with the mic of my computer. And yeah, I would love to have some feedback on this. If it sounds better, if it sounds clearer than with the headsets.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine with the shipping and everything being an issue, especially
Yeah, it's
nowadays.
terrible. No. It's very, very expensive to send overseas. So, Chipette version. Is this a Chipette version? Um,
Okay.
no, TD. It's the dark mode version.
All right. And then along with that, you've also got your Etsy store.
Yeah, I have my Etsy store. And funny story about this. So I was on Rose. Well, actually, we invited Ro from the Scardiff podcast for the Willow show, and we just hit it off. Both to me, it sounds better. Like, oh, okay, thank you, Avery. That's good because I may be sticking with this for tomorrow's presentation. So yeah, so with Ro, yeah, we just we just clicked, both Rick and I, and we were on his podcast this last Monday, and he just fell in love with the Ahsoka Tano, and Shanti fell in love with the Sailor Moon. Now, thing is that I thought, she said, okay, I love that Sailor Moon, I want it. And I'm like, oh, you want Princess Serenity? And then on my inside, I was like, yay, I'm finally gonna get somebody to purchase this one. And then she sends me a link, said, I love Sailor Moon, but in her original suit. I'm like, oh.
Sounds like you got your work cut out for you then.
Yeah, I do. So I do have a few commissions now.
Good.
So yeah, but this Ahsoka is probably going to be off with Ro. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Awesome.
Sounds good, but unusual. Okay, TD. No, that's good. It's good that you guys give me feedback this time. So yeah, that's I know I have like only 3 stuff on my Etsy store. And I know that Aleja has like, no, not Aleja, sorry. Who was it? That did her knitting, her scarves that sold in like 1 minute. It was so cool.
Oh, I don't know.
It was T Books, I think it is. Yeah. So yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's always me. I think you have something for us tonight, right, Ron?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You always do.
All right. So I will quickly move the mic here. So bear with me.
No problem.
Okay. So I've kind of finally figured out how to do these wall scrolls. So let me go ahead and move this up a little bit. So what you see right here is one of them. This was actually the first one that I got.
Those are, oh wow, look at that. All the sailors. Well, like the original sailors. Oh man, Chibi Moon has been cut off.
Yeah, so I got kind of raised
I
a little
thought he
bit.
was originally cut off. I'm like, how could you possibly do that?
Yeah, so originally when I got it, it's like, all right, I got all the Sailor Scouts, but there's one missing on this one.
Saturn.
Yep, Saturn's missing.
How dare they?
Yeah, it's like you have them all, but Saturn of all of them. But I do have another wall scroll that I'll eventually put back here that has them all.
Okay.
But gotta do a shout out to our wonderful friends Lethal Lightning and Lady Gravemaster
They're going to be
for
doing their
next
series.
weekend.
Yes, go check them out. It's always fun to hear them.
So they'll be doing the volume 2 of the manga series, and I'm going to try to get my review out this weekend. So that's kind of the goal over on my After Dark channel.
Well, I like this one too, but I think this one, number 2 and number 3, are probably my favorite ones. Because of the story of how Serenity has appeared, and well, as always, the graphics are so amazing. So.
They are. They're really good quality.
So
I will adjust this down.
So yeah.
All right. So here is our first figurine of the night.
That's so beautiful.
So this is good old Sailor Moon in her queen or princess form.
What happened?
Well, these can detach.
Oh, okay. So... I thought he broke it. It's like
no.
Oh, look at that! You see, I just for my personal Sailor Moon, the one you showed before, she didn't have a bow, so I've just have had her sent it. And well, the crescent moon, as always, beautiful.
So an interesting story about these. So I got it from my local anime store, and they didn't know exactly like the maker or kind of where they came from or anything. So they just had it on their display case and everything. I asked them, okay, what's the price on these? And they said it was about $10 a piece. So I was like, sure, I'll take it, because I thought they were like cheap hand-me-downs. But I did a little more research, and these, once they have the box with them as well, they're actually $100 a piece. So I actually got a great deal on these.
Wow, 100. And people actually pay $100 for one of these collectibles?
Yeah, because it's just supply and demand. These are really rare. And then here's the second one.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I have to disagree with Lady Gravemaster with regards to this relationship of the Pegasus with Chibi Moon. So, because she says, well, everybody likes ponies. Yes, everybody likes ponies. Who does not love unicorns? Well, I probably know a couple people who do not love unicorns. But the relationship between these two characters is further than just I love ponies or I love unicorns, So
yeah, I'll have to agree with that too, because it's just that young love, that innocence that we wanted to feel as a child, just being portrayed in this form.
So that's very beautiful.
I'm going to take Pegasus off the stand here.
That's beautiful. It's it's just that they take so much care in the graphics and in how to design the stuff, which is something that you don't really see. It kind of reminds me of and not in a good way, actually. Monsters High, I think it was, if not mistaken. They tried to do a new series, like that appeals to people now, but it's just not pretty like this one here.
Yeah, we got spoiled when we grew up.
So, and you would say, well, these are all plastics. Yeah, but it's so much more than plastic.
It's that sentimental value that we always put on items and figurines and collectibles. And that's a great thing about collectibles, is that you define what you want to collect. You put a value on a certain item, and not only is it just plastic, you can have a story behind it. Like, I grew up with these characters and just adored the I don't know how to phrase it, just their story, essentially.
They captured it.
Okay, and then now we will start into
Oh, pop
The
vinyls.
the pop vinyls.
Oh wow, Black Lady. You see, Black Lady, I really like the idea, but I would have thought, you know what, it would have been really interesting if Sailor Moon was also was transformed into bad. What would that would have happened?
So
No.
to my understanding, there is a I think it's an evil Sailor Moon or a dark Sailor Moon, but I can't remember if it's canon or not.
Well, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's probably fan made then.
Hmm.
And there's actually a figurine of, oh man, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up later, but
Hmm.
so yeah, this is the Pop Funk
Mm-hmm.
or Funko Pops.
Or
The
whatever.
only
Yeah.
the only thing I don't like about these is the eyes. The eyes drive me crazy. I know it's their signature
Ah!
staple when it comes to their figurines,
Yeah, it is.
but the idea that you can get the same scale figurines across multiple different genres and different franchises is really appealing to me. And that's what, some people don't like it for many different reasons, but I like it because you get the same scale for different franchises.
I guess this wouldn't be exactly my favorite style because
Oh, no.
well, I guess you could say the body is really well done, but I am more of a realistic person. I prefer figurines or collectibles that have um, like a resemblance, a very very
Mhm.
natural resemblance to the characters that are being portrayed. So
Right. And I was hesitant at first to collect these, but again, it's Sailor Moon, so I just gotta have it.
ah,
And some of these figurines you can't find
hmm,
in the realistic form.
hmm,
So that's kind of why I decided to collect them.
hmm. Interesting.
All right.
Oh, we got the royal family.
Yep. This is
Oh, that's pretty.
this is easily my favorite because again, I'm just a fan of that 30th century Crystal
Yeah, you
Tokyo.
are.
So I'm biased.
I don't like Neo Queen Serenity. I have to admit it. I'm so sorry. I have to
Oh,
disagree
that's
with
all
you
good.
because even though I do like princesses, and you do have a Princess Chibi Moon. Neo Queen Serenity is like, I don't know. I like I don't even like her dress that much as I mean it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's really beautiful. But I definitely prefer the princess forms of dresses. They're just so wavy and nice, you know?
And the head does swivel.
Oh, that's not cool.
Some of these pops also have like a bouncy head, so have a little spring in
Mhm.
it.
Okay. Well, my head's also turned by the way, yeah. My
Nice.
crochets. So that's a yeah.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Just don't turn them 360. I should put a disclaimer in my shop.
Chibi Moon Rini.
Mm, pretty, very pretty. I guess Chibi Moon, even though people like her, she's not exactly my favorite character. She's too whiny. I mean, Sailor Moon is whiny, but this one's a brat.
Yep.
I don't like brats.
Well, you just gotta keep in mind that she's a princess, so she grew up in that royal treatment. So when she goes back in time, it's
All right, fair
somewhat
enough.
of assumption to say that she's gonna be acting that way.
It kind of reminds me of my dad. When I was watching this, I was so well. Everybody has a crush on somebody or some sort of figure, and I think a lot of us had a crush. Oh, the girls had a crush on well, not King and Endymion per se, but Prince and Endymion. So I like the hottie baddie of yeah, TD. There you have it, lady, black lady. Yep, that would be her. The bad hat. That I was just saying that I would really like, and I always imagine like news stories in my head because I never portray it. on a page. But I was thinking, it would be so cool. What would happen if Sailor Moon was, a baddie, She
Yeah,
turned
and
evil.
that's just those what if stories.
Yeah.
And I really wish, like I said, I say this often, that I
Mm,
wish we could get the what if of how the 30th century came to be. How did,
mm,
Queen Serenity rise to power and unify Earth essentially?
mm,
I've
mhm,
always wondered how that story played out, but again,
mhm.
it's left to our imagination. And something to kind of go back to a couple episodes ago that we were talking about was Sailor Cosmos. So
Oh,
Sailor
yeah.
Cosmos is canon, but the creator, let's see, Naku Takeyachi,
Mhm.
she made it purposely ambiguous as to who she is.
Uh-huh.
So we don't know exactly if she is the ultimate form of Sailor Moon or not. But
Mhm.
I just found that interesting that she left it to our imagination to figure out who Sailor Cosmos is.
That's cool. Oh, an open ending, you could say.
Right. Yeah.
Very interesting.
All right. So now we get to do a little bit of unveiling and unboxing because it's been a while since I've actually unboxed.
Well, actually, you've only done it once on this podcast.
Well, I had the figurines built already.
Yeah, it's true.
So these are my latest additions.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. Super Sailor Moon and Super Sailor Chibi Moon.
Yep.
Well, that's cute. Hey, I like the eye. I like the eyes. The eyes are awesome.
Yeah, these Cube Posik is the latest line that I'm collecting. So
Wow.
my local anime store had these two just released, and it's like sweet. And I was asking the owner, they're gonna get the rest of them, and they're hoping, with all the
Mhm,
shipping issues that they're having
mhm,
currently,
mhm,
they don't. It's up in the air right now, but
mhm.
cannot wait to grab the rest of these.
Those look pretty.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start opening these up. Let's do it on camera here.
Ooh.
Kind of a kid in the candy store here.
Dun dun dun! Oh my god! It's so cool.
I just gotta figure out the box here.
Yeah. Don't tear up the box. The box is pretty.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I wish I've done with my other figurines because I did throw the boxes away. I'm kind of
Uh-huh.
regretting that now, but
Yeah. So what do you do with the boxes afterwards? I see, like, for example, Gary and the layer, you know, and I'm like, okay, he has all these figurines and they're out of their boxes. What do you do with the boxes?
so typically they're in storage, is the best way I can say, either in a closet or in my shed in like tubs. But what I
Yeah.
plan on doing, especially with these Cube Posket
Uh-huh.
figurines, is that I'm gonna put the box in the background and put the figurine in the foreground and display it that
Sweet.
way.
Sweet. Oh, by the way, if you guys hear some camera shots, that's just me taking screenshots shamelessly of Rayron's stuff. It's like unboxing.
All right, so
Oh wow! Oh, you gotta assemble it.
yep.
Oh wow! I thought you
So
guys got it
those
already.
those are the
Okay.
parts. So it's kind of some behind the scenes stuff. Usually I have these all together,
Mm.
but now we get to assembler.
Yeah, you also remind me of my patterns, my crochet patterns, and the Sailor Moon one that I did, like the original one that's on my Etsy store, like my profile.
Hmm.
Um, she had this huge head, which I do not like, so I had to um, I had to adjust like the stitches and stuff like that. But now I understand why.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, why are they giving me such a big head? I don't like this. Oh, look at that. Ooh, she has her wand. It's pretty. So yeah, I mean, I mean that is a style, you could say, but I don't know. I just love like the realistic type, which is why I
Hmm.
always strive for like better patterns. Which I have to say shamelessly, I did find a better pattern from the same person for the for my new for my new character. So hopefully I'll be able to purchase that and give you guys even better merch.
Nice.
And for my friends, I'll be giving you guys a discount if you guys want to buy it. Ooh. And this is how you create a collectible.
I just gotta figure out the stand here.
Well, that looks pretty easy. Just clip it on. There you go.
Sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. All right.
Hey, bravo! Oh, wow. That is really pretty.
Yeah, so you can kind of see the difference between a Pop Funko and one of these Q Posket.
Yeah.
World of difference.
Yeah, no. I love the one on the right. Definitely. Yep. It's so pretty.
Yeah, these are definitely one of the newer lines.
Wow. Do they come cheap still?
These are definitely not. I would not say cheap, but so these guys were 40 a piece.
Oh my god!
But compared to some of, so the way I look at it is compared to a Hot Toys 1/6 scale, those things are like $300 to $400 a pop.
Wow!
So you got to pick your battles essentially and figure out, make the collection yours. What can you afford? And some people collect, just Marvel figurines. Some people just collect DC figurines. I just do Sailor Moon for the most part. Sailor Moon and Pokemon is usually my two biggest figurines that I collect.
That's so good. She's so pretty. Definitely.
And the details are just
No, they really excel themselves, huh? This is art. This is art, actually. I have to say this. This is a piece of art. Even if it was a piece of plastic. But it's still beautiful. Oh, it's absolutely
Everyone's got their hobbies.
Yeah. So, for example, in a Comic-Con, would you take all your stuff and display, like, for example, your Sailor Moon collection just for display? Or
so Comic-Cons typically don't have, because you have to buy or rent space at the Comic-Con. I haven't seen anyone really like display their collectibles. They're mostly there to sell.
Yeah, I guess so.
And make connections, cosplay, game there, or go to panels. So.
Yeah, I get it. That was just a random question because
I
thought it was cool. Yeah.
So for example, for the boxes, what I would do. So eventually, I want to get the shelves that have glass around it and with the lights coming from the top.
Oh, sweet.
And what I would do, the way to display this is I'll probably have something like a wall or a scroll behind the box and then put the box behind the figurine like that. To make it come out. All right, I'll put these aside here. All right. Round 2.
Oh my god. Okay, everybody say cheese.
Cheese. All right.
I'm gonna have like a 1,000 tweets over this. You can only tweet so many pictures. So mother and daughter.
Yep.
So obviously, afterwards, and while you're unboxing and you're very, very concentrated, I can understand that.
Oh, that's all good. I can multitask.
We were talking with Ro, and he mentioned after the Willow thing, he mentioned the Ahsoka. She said, "Bring it up. I want to see it closer." And well, obviously, I did, and he started to move his computer around because at the back he had this beautiful, like Darth Vader thing, you know, his whole costume, his cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Rose, that one is so amazing. He's like, yeah, that's like like my favorite. And it was boxed up. So I thought, why not take it into the layer? And then he started to move around his laptop
Mm-hmm.
and show us, like, he has probably, if not, I don't think it would be more, but probably the same collection as Gary has, except that he didn't put them on the he didn't take them out of the boxes. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I was getting a little bit excited watching you, or you could say open the thing. So both Rick and I were like, whoa.
That's just a great thing about collecting. You can just enjoy whatever you want. That's why collectibles is one of my what I call 4 pillars of escapism, because it's so relaxing, it's so satisfying just to collect things that you enjoy. And seeing essentially the plastic come to life.
Mm-hmm. Chibi looks headless, poor thing. Don't worry, TD. TD, can you imagine a Sailor Moon zombie? That'd be fun. Be interesting. They don't have zombie characters now that I think of it,
Yeah, the only thing that comes close is the monsters that they fight.
Yeah. Oh, there are a couple zombies in there, But
So, all right, and there she
oh, look at
is.
that. It's so pretty. I love the eyes. No, the eyes are just gorgeous. They've really excelled themselves in this collection. Wow. She's so beautiful. The detail. Oh, the detail is.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Yeah.
what Google has to offer. Oh, let me look.
But yeah, it was definitely the eyes that drew me into this particular company.
Now this, I can't really see it. I mean, you can obviously enjoy it better, but those eyes are crystallized. It's not like a plastic
Let me see.
kind. It's not like because it does reflect some sort of shine, which is different from the pop funk, which is.
So the best way I can describe it is that it's probably marble. It's not plastic. So they
Okay.
probably put in marble eyes. I'll have to do a little more research, but yeah, it's definitely not your normal plastic. Or maybe
That's
a,
it.
a stronger cast resin, maybe.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Oh wow. She's so pretty. Chan chan. Wow.
So there is my latest additions.
And the box. And there you have it.
Of course, the box doesn't want to cooperate.
And you just
We'll get there.
I mean, I know this is a feminist or a feminine, more like anime, but you don't have to go bullying around and shoving men.
It was an accident.
There they are. Oh wow.
There, so kind of an example of how I would display something like this.
Okay.
I'll try to get a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
family group in here.
I love to see. I hope they take out or soon they come up with the Black Lady one there.
Yeah, so far they have all the scouts from what I've noticed.
Okay.
They've been releasing them about every 2 months from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're making different variants. So they have the Obviously, when they're in the warrior form, and then they have like a casual look. So there's a whole bunch that I still need to grab. But slowly and surely, I don't like rushing collections. I like the enjoyment of just waiting. If I see it in the
Mhm.
store, that initial rush that you get, that oh my god, I gotta have that, I gotta have that.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's the thing
Mhm.
about collecting is just take your time with it.
Mhm.
And then over time, it won't be that expensive because since you're buying things slowly and surely over time, then you'll eventually get a collection that I have. So I've been collecting Sailor Moon stuff for about a decade now. So
Wow. Well, I have to say, well, these characters are really beautiful. And TD has sent me, amazingly enough, 2 pictures of Sailor Moon Zombie.
oh, let's see what we got
Let me, I'll send them to you right now.
on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll send you a DM so you can, yeah. TD, you're the best, man. Let's see. I don't know if you can get this. No, I don't think you can. Let me see. If not, I don't know if you can share. I don't know if I can share this. Oh yeah, I can. So
Okay.
just a second, I'm going to share a picture and share. And there you have it.
All right. There we go. Oh, I love fan art because the possibilities are endless.
So this, I hate zombies. I think this is like one of the worst. I mean, the most hated characters in my entire life, except maybe the movie Warm Bodies, in which they change back.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is definitely a zombie. And then I have another one, which is, wait a second, let me share the other screen. Here's the second one that he sent me. Ew!
Oh, the Sailor Moon meme one.
Oh man, no.
Oh, I remember when that pose, that was from the fight with Sailor Saturn and Mistress Nine
Uh huh.
after the when she was gaining her powers and everything, getting ready to destroy basically Earth as Sailor Saturn, the death essentially, when she was going to use her attack. And when I saw this explode on Twitter, I was just giddy, just seeing all of the memes. I'm gonna have to collect them all and show them, but there was some
Avery says
great crossovers.
she looks like my mother-in-law. Oh man, Avery, how could you say that? That's so sad.
But
But
that
amazing. I mean, look at the ears. I never thought like what this wouldn't be a zombie, would it?
it looks like a vampire.
Yeah, it looks more like a vampire than a zombie, but that's amazing. You know? I mean,
That's
yeah, like you
great
said,
work.
fantasy is like timeless and creativity is there's no limit. There's just
Right.
no limit. So thank you, TD. It was so awesome. So yeah. Poor mother-in-law.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I was going to show today.
That's so nice.
Um,
Very cool.
Probably dive a lot more into the pop vinyls, and I'll probably have a different wall scroll for next time
Mhm.
to tease it.
Mhm. That's great.
And then obviously I'll have volume 3 ready to go.
Man, so volume 2, we can talk a little bit about that
Yeah, let's
actually.
go for it.
So volume 2 for our uh, so awesome audience that is here. Volume 2 is extremely special because Mercury, as you can see there, yeah, is revealed basically mostly in the same way as the anime. Yeah? She has the same sort of storyline. But in this one here, not only Sailor Moon, not Sailor Mercury, but Sailor Mars is also revealed, if I'm not mistaken, and Princess Serenity. So all the sailors are coming out, you could say, and I have to check that now.
Yeah, I actually have to reread volume 2 because I can't remember. I know what happens. I just can't remember which order and which volume they're in. So
Yeah. So Mercury, Mars, I think, no, I'm sorry. Mercury and Mars was in Sailor in volume 1. And this one is Jupiter and Venus. That's what.
yep.
And then Princess Serenity is awakens here. So the way she awakens was so like it was so perfect. I preferred this one here than the anime, actually.
Trying to
I mean,
remember if this is the one they face Queen Beryl in, or was that volume 3?
no, that's volume 3. That's where Kunzite takes away Darian's body.
There we go. So yes, you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
And there is Queen Beryl herself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And that's probably the end. Yeah, it's basically the end of the book. So these books are obviously opened like backwards, by the way.
Yep, that's actually a fair point. So when you're dealing with Japanese manga, you
Mm-hmm.
read backwards. So if you go this way, you're gonna get a nice big stop sign saying you're going the wrong way, which is great. I love manga books that do this. And so you read it this way, essentially from right to left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference that you can tell too, is that if you look at a manga book and you go in this way, it's a true Japanese manga. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
if it's the normal style from right to left on this side, then it's a American manga.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So so the way that in the anime, Princess Serenity is revealed because again Darian protects her, but I think it was kind of the revelation was a little bit too simple for my taste. I mean now, I mean I enjoyed it when at the time, but when I read the manga, I was like, wow, this one is epic. So he again protects her, um, but the way that she's revealed is, you could say, dazzling.
It
You know?
also felt more realistic in the manga too. If I remember correctly,
Mm.
Darien figures out that Serena's Sailor Moon, but waits
Yeah.
until she reveals it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the anime, it's all of a sudden, and they're
Yeah.
it's in this stressful situation that they're in that they eventually reveal themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
also, when it comes to revealing themselves, it felt more natural as
Mm-hmm.
they realize that they're both heroes essentially, and they grow up with that. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
in the anime, it feels more abrupt that they didn't
And they're not
accept for who
dumb.
they were.
They're not dumb people. I mean, okay, Serena, maybe she's a little bit off, as in distracted, and she may not get that. Darian is Tuxedo Mask. But I mean, uh, Darian is a very, very smart person. So if he hadn't figured out that Serena was in Sailor Moon, I was like, it's a little bit obvious. But anyway, okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna leave the storyline to its creator. So, and in this one here, yeah, like you said, it's a lot more natural for people to figure out who they are by the way they conduct themselves,
Yep.
and they do have a lot in common. Um, Even though they don't go to the same school, they do come into contact a lot. So,
Yep. And that goes back to all about the censorship, because in the 90s, they tried to keep it as, teenagers and so forth, so they don't show like the growing of the relationship between the two, as they
mm-hmm.
emphasize a lot more in volume 2. And being an adult now, from when I watched as a kid, I really respect the way the
Mm-hmm.
manga handles that
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, and the characters of the two when it comes to that
Mm-hmm.
relationship is really well presented in not only the artwork but the dialogue as well.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the dialogue, I have to say, kudos to the artist, because the dialogues are very, very they're interesting, a lot, way more interesting, and it is appealing to a more adult audience. That's for sure. The anime, you every kid enjoys it, huh? And that's
Yep.
what's about. That's what a classic is all about. We talked about this on Monday. So I was asked, when do you make a remake if a classic film? In this case, for example, of classic anime, when do you make a remake?
If it's classic, you don't touch it.
Exactly. That's I was saying. Well, define classic. Classic's something timeless. It stands the test of time, literally, and generations enjoy it. Um, one decade after another, you could say. So, yeah.
And then something I would also tack onto that is make sure that if the original author or creator is still alive, 100% get their advice on everything if you plan on remaking a classic, because we see so much of it nowadays that
Mhm.
they don't go to the original creator, they don't respect the original vision, and they try to create it in their own vision, and that's where we have so many issues right now with it.
Hmm. And a lot of people are extremely touchy for going after the things that they loved as a child. We got
Yeah.
He-Man, for example.
Oh goodness.
Who doesn't like He-Man? I'm a girl, and I love He-Man. I love She-Ra. She's a badass. But now, like, they put her in essentially a butch, and I'm like, I don't want a butch. I want a badass woman who you know who knows how to portray her female character. You know.
Yeah, something to inspire, but you got to inspire
Hmm.
realistically on top of
Yeah.
that. Because if you do
Hmm.
something that's so out of the ordinary or can't realistically be attainable,
Hmm.
there's nothing to inspire. Because then you
Hmm.
say, oh, that's just fake, CGI or just
Hmm.
storytelling and so forth.
Hmm. So, for example, when they did Sailor Moon Crystal, that was an excellent, for in my opinion, an excellent, you could say, in quotation marks, remake. You could say, because what they did was they used the manga, and they did it anime, or yeah, they did it anime. You know, with a different style of drawing, definitely. Thundercats, for example. Thundercats,
Um,
GI Joe. Well, I guess I wasn't a really big GI Joe fan personally, but Thundercats definitely, definitely. So
when they
if they
made, sorry, go ahead.
no, that's okay. Go ahead.
When they made Thundercats Go, that made me cry so bad because it's like you've destroyed something that I love, and it's just the Cal art style is so lazy,
Yes,
so unrealistic. It's just we grew up with good.
yes.
I don't want to say good, but more of a realistic approach when it comes to um cartoon design and so forth.
Mhm, mhm.
So when I saw
And
that Thundercats Go, it's like no. And then another one of my childhood favorites, because again, I watched a lot of the shows. Was I don't know if you're familiar with Shining Time Station. It was more of a PBS that gets you introduction to like railroads and so forth, and obviously with
mhm,
Thomas. And then
mhm.
just recently, I did a video on this. They did Thomas Go, and it looks like absolute trash. Because like it coming
Yeah.
from the World Shining Time Station, where they actually used physical
Yeah.
models for
Uh-huh.
their storytelling, because that's what I'm into. And then now it's just completely lazy art. It's like, what is this?
Yeah. Well, we could go on ranting for forever, huh?
Yeah.
Because no, and they, I'm sorry to say this, I'm a very positive person for most of the time, but they deserve all this ranting. Okay,
Yeah.
they deserve it for lazy storytelling, lazy graphics, lazy everything.
We're
No
just
wing
having
hugs for
productive conversations. It's not
yes,
ranting.
no wing hugs for Thundercats Go.
And constructive feedback.
Yes,
Because that is a dying art, apparently.
yeah. You can't say anything. You can't criticize in a constructive way. Nothing, because then you are sexist, misogynistic, Yahtzee.
Yeah. I just don't understand. It's like I thought they were in the business to make money. It's like making
Make,
stuff that we like, we'll
yeah,
buy it.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's something that I just don't understand. Why do they not get that? You do the stuff well, you're gonna get purchased anyway. You know, regardless of what price you put. I mean, look at Baby Yoda. Everybody was
Yep.
dying to get Baby Yoda, and they came out late. You should have put that in the first place. You made a ton of money afterwards. Why did you just start with Baby Yoda? You know?
And it's like, you want to talk about good stories.
Oh, good.
Got a
Yummy.
lot of grabbed a lot of manga lately. Manga is killing it, and I can see why. Is because they take simple concepts and they make it
Mm-hmm.
relatable, and then they make it like very enjoyable to get into the characters.
Oh, I
Like,
love
I haven't read this one yet, but this is like a manga of just firefighters in a very unique anim- anime way, and
wow.
I can't wait to dive into it. At my local Target, I found this
Zelda! Oh my
in
gosh!
manga form, and they got several volumes of it, and
Oh,
it's the Japanese because you read it backwards.
um, can I ask you how much that cost?
This was like $8.
Oh my god! Do they still have it?
I think they have a couple.
Oh man, I would love to have one of those.
So it's like simple stories that you can dive into. And Gary was saying that the old comic books used to have like that old paper style. I can't remember exactly what they called it, but manga still kind of uses it in a way so they can
Mm-hmm.
make it cheap and affordable. And
Mm-hmm.
I can see why. You see it in the news constantly, and Lethal Lightning just did a video on this. I think it was Lethal Lightning or Clownfish or both of them. They made videos on how Demon Slayer, the whole franchise in itself, is destroying the whole combination of the comic book industry as a whole. And I could see why, because you got character building, you've got these new innovative independent stories that's completely out of the box thinking, and
Mm-hmm.
it's really good. And it's why I'm so motivated to do all these manga reviews I'm doing on my other channel, because there's just so many good stories to tell, and I can't keep up with it. There's so many good stories to tell.
And then they give us the new warriors.
Yeah, it's what the heck.
They give us a new warrior. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. I know. You just touched a sensitive spot. I love books in general. I usually ask for, or I ask for cosplays or books for Christmas generally, because
Hmm.
I don't have the possibility of purchasing like all the time. It's extremely expensive for me.
Yeah.
So and for my cosplay, I have my own seamstress here. So she's like, I want
That's
this,
awesome.
and she does it for me at a reasonable price. So so for example, all these books, I mean, $8 for a good story, I would definitely pay. I would even pay probably a little bit more, for a good story that I am going to go back to every time, because that's what makes it classic. You can go back every time and just enjoy it, and you never get tired of it, and you can imagine your own stories afterwards, and then you go back and you read it
Yeah.
again. So
Yep. And the one I'm reading right now for my next review is going to be One Punch Man Volume 2. And who would have thought, like, a very overpowered character? You want to talk about a Jerry Sue or Gary Sue, whatever you want to call it for a Mary Sue male equivalent. But
mhm.
it is self-aware that it is a Gary Sue, and they build other
Uh-huh.
characters around the OP characters. Like, I never
Mhm.
thought that could be done before. And here's One Punch Man doing really well with their franchise as well. And it's such a great story.
Wow, wow, just wow. So
And I was really happy to get to My Hero Academia. I don't know what the story's about, but I've heard so many good things about it, and I finally
yeah,
found Volume 1 so I can dive
I'm
into it.
really intrigued with
So,
Zelda. I'm going to see if I can get that on Amazon. Maybe I can get that for Christmas, because I was thinking, well, what books can I get? If I can get the Zelda ones, that would be so cool. You know, I'd be
yeah,
so
I
sad.
saw that as Nintendo. I'm a big fan of Nintendo, and then I saw this in manga form. It's like, bingo, let's go.
I'm a big fan of Zelda in general. I just love how they portray well, the Princess Zelda and this guy, I keep forgetting his name, Link.
Ah,
The way well, and obviously manga. I mean,
yeah, it's
who can beat their graphics? Who can beat their drawings? I mean, nowadays, nobody.
yeah. Out of all the manga books that I have read, there's only one that I really didn't like the art style, and that's this manga called Blue Period. It's more of the story is basically you follow this character into his journey into going into a career that is going to challenge him. and the
Mhm.
art style is kind of questionable because it's really hard to tell the genders
Mhm.
apart.
Mhm.
But the story was a little bit slow, but finally picked up in volume 2 a little bit.
Mm.
But again, it's just I relate to that one, even though I don't like it too much, but I can relate to it because you go into a career field
Mhm.
and you get so stuck into working into that career field that you want to try something outside the box. You want to challenge yourself, and it's like
Mhm.
that's what that person does. That he can basically he could have gone to any career field that he want. He was so smart, but he
Mhm.
wanted to do something that he was passionate about, that he
Mhm.
wanted to dive into more, that would challenge him. So he goes into the arts,
Mhm.
and you just get to see that progression.
Mhm.
And it's great to see that. It's nice to have
Mhm.
stories like that.
Wow. No, that's just wow. Well, anyway, it was so awesome to see an unboxing tonight. Thank you so much for giving us that treat, huh? Really.
No problem. I love doing unboxing. I'm trying to do a little bit more, but we'll probably do it on this podcast. So,
Yay! Give me more reasons.
yeah. But so yeah, I think next time we'll do more of the Funko Pops because I got a whole bunch of them. I'm only missing 2. Ugh, drives me nuts. But Pop Funko, they like to do exclusives, and I hate exclusives with a passion because you can only get it at one store, and they're only gonna make X amount of it. And unfortunately, the 2 that I'm missing is Queen Beryl. They have a Pop Funko of Queen Beryl, but unfortunately, she goes for like $100. Reason being is because they were only released to Toys R Us's.
Oh, there's still Toys R Us's. I heard like a few years back that they went bankrupt.
That's the problem. That's why they're so expensive, is because
Wow.
you can no longer get Queen Bear anywhere. It's the X amount they produced exclusively with Toys R Us, and when they went under, there's no other way to get them now,
Oh.
besides the secondary and third markets. And then
Mhm.
there's a Super Sailor Moon Pop Funko that I need, and that was done through another exclusive store called Lunchbox. They're a mall equivalent to like Hot Topic, essentially.
Mhm.
So it's like those are the only 2 I need, but it's gotten to the point that I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, and I'll send you
Yeah.
some Weetabix for that.
No worries. All right, so we're pretty much coming to the end of the Triple C for this particular episode. The Geeky Crochet, what do you have coming up?
Well, tomorrow I have a very, very classic horror tale, and I'm going to be doing a double tale tomorrow. And then next week with Rick, I'm going to be doing a review of Big Trouble in Little China, which I haven't seen, I have to say. So that's
I've
going to
heard a
be interesting.
lot of good things about that movie.
And then, believe it or not, this is a huge surprise. I'm going to be doing a review of a movie next Wednesday with my mom, who has been
Oh,
following me recently. She has more followers than I do. She has like 6,000 followers or 6,000 subs, but she's a political
gotcha.
uh, thing, channel.
Hmm.
So very controversial. She has been canceled. She has been striked for her
Oh man.
content. So so yeah, but she's happy with that. And she was so we're gonna be reviewing a movie which I told her to decide. We're gonna be doing that, and she's gonna be learning how to stream with me on my channel, so you guys to get to see her. 2 generations of storytellers, literature. She studied literature, and I'm a storyteller, so
That's
gonna do that.
awesome. Runs in the
So,
blood then.
oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Next week is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely listening to your stories. It's definitely unique, something that I've never seen elsewhere on YouTube. So, highly recommend a sub to the Unlocking Lore podcast by our very own The Geeky Crochet.
Thank you, thank you so much.
No problem.
Well, thank you so much for coming, everybody.
Thank you guys so much. And then more on the programming notes. I have started a 4th channel. I've been
Oh my
having
gosh.
I've been having some issues with Twitch live streaming, so I finally found a way to just record simple games. but gaming is definitely part of my blood as well. So finally decided to extend to the fourth channel for gaming to divide, or not necessarily divide, but kind of expand upon my
Mhm.
community that I got going on here. So you'll see all of my channels down below in the description, and also on the main page of each one of my YouTube channels. So yeah, I'll be busy. So,
Well,
but it's
somebody
a
has
good
to
busy.
teach me a little bit of gaming because I have already told everybody, but I suck at games. But I have to do something about that because I do love watching other people and they have so much fun, you know.
Right.
Um,
All right, guys. So with that, we'll see you on the next episode. Follow our Twitter accounts for the next date of the podcast, and then we'll go from there. With that, guys, have a good and safe Halloween, and we'll see you on the next one.
bye.
Bye, guys.